guys, it's me Enzo. Welcome back. I know you just saw that. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to make your own brushes in Procreate. You heard it right. Brushes. Don't need that. So, as you can see, my Enzo brush category and the brushes. I have 3 brushes. And the Enzo inker, which is mainly for inking. Which is mainly for inking, like that, and it is like a normal real ink pen, is how I made it. The Enzo Sketcher, which is like a real pencil, kinda not, which is kind of similar to the 6B pen, but like I made it so it's not the 6B pen. And it also has a brush, like as if a pencil became a brush vibe. And then the next is just your average eraser. This was mainly used for erasing, right? That's the main use of it, but you can also use it as a brush. I'm not going to be giving you these brushes, not yet, I don't think. So, but in the meantime, I'm going to teach you how to make your own, so you don't need my brushes. And you don't need to like do stuff. Okay. And it's really fun to, once you make your own brushes, you just can't stop. So that's technically this is my excuse for making another brush. But no one told you that. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna press the plus button once you tap your brushes icon. What it'll look like for you is without you won't have your Enzo's brushes, of course. So you'll have these categories: sketching, inking, drawing, painting, wobble, etc., etc. If you want to make your own file like Enzo brushes, just press the plus button and then just name it whatever. I'm gonna delete that because I don't need that. You don't need that. So say this was empty. You're gonna press plus. And as you can see, you instantly end up with an automatic brush. Yeah, I did that. Like a nice automatic brush. So when you open up, you start with stroke path and then you continue your way down. For me, we ain't gonna do that. So the brush I'm going for is gonna be a brush pen. So this will be for more thicker lines and stuff. And yeah, so first what you're going to do is going to go to taper. I know, taper, why not shape or grain? Well, taper is taper. So it's going to make your brush look like a pencil, inking, whatever. So what you're going to do is press link tip sizes. This is optional, but if you want them to have the same size, you're going to want to press that. Then you just bring it to as much as you need it to be. So, and then change the size until it's a bit more natural. So I'm just going to put all the way, bro. Then the opacity just changes it if it's barely seen or more seen. The pressure is really just makes it thicker or wider, but barely. Tip is like the way it is, like how big is the tip. With a brush pen, it's going to be a little bit sharp. Tip animation, it's going to have that little curve. Then touch taper is going to be the same thing, but for your hands. So, yeah. I'm not going to need that because I'm not going to use my hands. The next, you didn't see that, is going to be shape and grain. The first thing he's going to choose is grain. Sorry, shape. See, as you can see, I already have like a inking type brush already. So the next, when you're doing shape, you're going to tap the edit button. And then in the edit button, you're going to press import. Then you're going to choose one of these options. To me, I'm gonna do the source library because I have no other option, really. So in the source library, you're gonna get shape source and grain source. The shape source, you can use the grain source too, of course, but if you're making a brush like mine, it's best you use the shape source. For me, I'm not gonna affect it I will affect it, but it will be it won't really be noticeable. So it's gonna be medium hard. I know. Uh-oh. Don't worry, it automatically saves. It glitched again. No. Sorry. Let me quickly go home. I'm gonna have to quickly reset this. Don't worry, I'll be back. It'll be quickly back once it loads. Boom. Anyways, sorry about that. As I was saying, in your shape, I'm going to choose import source library, medium hard. Done. Next, I am going to do the shape behavior. This affects with the shape and the way it acts. Scatter. Can't really see, but the next thing we're going to do is grain. Grain is the same thing, just like the texture of the brush. Texturized, not texturized, yeah, it doesn't matter. So rotation is barely noticeable, but depending on the brush you're making, it is noticeable. Depth is like the depth of the brush. Depth minimum is like how small can the depth get. Depth jitter is like the way it gets offset, and then as you can see, just barely it changes. The brightness, contrast, blend mode, multiply is is it okay? See, it drastically changes the brush. Lighten gives you that cool effect. Color dodge, overlay. You can choose the one that you want. For me, I'm gonna go with, where is it? Is it not here? I'm just gonna go with multiply here. Just check through each one to see which type of thing you want. Difference. I'm gonna go with multiply. Grain filtering is the filtering, and since it's blank, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, now that we're back in the shape, scatter. Count jitter is the thickness. Oh no, count is the thickness of the brush. So I'm gonna make this not too thick. No, the thickness and opacity changes. Here in azimuth and randomize. I don't really care. Azimuth, flip X, flip Y. I recommend you turn on if you're going for a realistic brush vibe, because that really does it. And also, this is the pressure curve, I'm pretty sure. So it changes the pressure of it. And for me, this takes a lot of testing. I think I'm gonna go for there. Pressure roundness is just is it round? Is it clean? What is it? I'm gonna keep that at 0. Tilt roundness is barely, because that's the tilt of the brush. I'm gonna work on that. Shape filtering, same thing. Now we go on to, I did this right? Yeah, okay. This stroke path. Spacing is do you want dotted lines or streamline is actually really good for getting more, Here is without streamline. You can see all the jitters, the barely jitters in my hand. With streamline, oh no, not jitter. With streamline, it actually smoothens out. Sorry. There. With streamline, it smoothens it out so it's a more like curvier, straight line. Instead, if I turn off streamline, you can see the difference. You can change it as much as you want, but for me, I want to keep it at 14%. There. Next is jitter, which really I'm not going to use, but you guys can use that, of course, too. Fall off is the, like, how much fall off? How much, like, when you're drawing, how much, like, doesn't appear? I'm going to keep at that 0%, right, because I don't want that. So, now that you have all 4 of these done, you're going to go on to rendering. Flow is like the flow of it. And the thickness. A lot of this is also on the thickness. But it also, and opacity and stuff. But the flow, the less you go, the more like, not, how do I say this? Satisfying it is to draw with. Like, flow is like, it's smooth. So I'm going to keep flow at 47%. Wet edges is only if you're going to do that type of overlay effect. Burnt edges is the same. Actually, no, it's not. But I recommend you keep both at 0. Burnt edges mode is the same thing. But yeah. And then blend edges mode. That's going to change the intersection areas. So I'm going to keep that at multiply. Luminance blending. I have no idea what that does. Anyways, wet mix is the dilution, which makes it more like a watercolor / painter's brush. Or a Slayer IO. And also, it's also the brightness, kind of. Charge is really nothing. Maybe if I do dilution on. Oh yeah, charge is the brightness if you do. Attack, I don't see anything. Attack is probably something that I can't see. Oh, attack. No, attack is the main brush itself, like in the middle, and is like one-sided brightness. Charge is like the whole thing. Dilution I don't need. Pull. This is mainly if you want to have a wet watercolor thing. I'm not going to be using those. Color dynamics. Pressure taper. Why is that like that? What mix? Haha, sorry. Color dynamics is here. Let me change it to a color. Hue, it changes it to be like a rainbow type. Saturation is, well, saturation. Lightness is how bright you can see that those textures. Darkness, same thing. Secondary color, there won't be. Stroke color jitter, just hue, and like that's all it is. Color tilt. Like, you can make it a rainbow brush if you need to. But, like, this is for the way you draw with colors. Like, if I draw with the red. So, I'm going to keep that at nothing. Dynamics is the speed you draw at. Like, oh my god, what? Clear. Is the speed you draw at. How it affects. I'm going to keep that at, it's glitching. I'm going to keep that at a 20-ish percent. How much percent am I at? Okay, that's okay. Opacity is the edge of the brush. So yeah. Jitter, same thing. Like the jitter, it affects the size and opacity of the brush a bit more dramatically. And opacity, well, it's by the name. Apple pencil. will be the opacity. This is the if when you're tilting is the pressure. Size, oh, here, I don't know about this, but size for when that dramatically increases. So if you want a more realistic brush, you're gonna have to find near the 21%, maybe even a bit bigger. Flow is the same thing. I think flow may be the reason it's doing that. I don't know. Size. So I'm gonna keep that barely. Bleed. That's with a Sharpie. Bleed. That's the cutting off effect. Smoothing is cleaning the edges. I'm gonna keep that up. Response. I think that might have to do. Response may be the speed and the response of the brush. Tilt is how much you tilt at to get the tilt effect. So I'm going to keep that very low because right here for me. So how opacity when you tilt changes. So I'm going to keep that at this much percent. Gradation is kind of like opacity, but it's not. Gradation is the effect, blending. The bleed is the same effect, so none of these will have effect. Size, that. Properties, smudge is if you're going to use smudge. Maximum size and stuff will be on the sliders, so I think I'm going to keep them around the same. There, and yeah, there you have it. And there's if your brush isn't acting the way it is, like mine is, you can just find a way. These affect, I don't know if I did these, but these affect the rendering mode. Flow, you're gonna have to keep wet edges. Maybe it's to multiply, darken. Watch me struggle for such a long time. Is it grain? But there you have it. That's technically how you make a brush and all the settings. I'm going to edit this brush, of course. But yeah. Next property. Okay. Next is where you're going to do it. So the brush, the ink brush, ink brusher, brush boy. Ink brush boy. Put you on the camera now. Put a thing from your photos. For me, it's gonna be, where is it? You. Type your name or whatever you want to go as, and put your signature. What? Okay. Wait, something's happening. I'm not drawing there, trust me. What? Something's happening with my Apple Pencil. What? I'm telling you, this did not happen. Wait, what happens if I go here? Ink brush boy. Here, I'm gonna give it no signature. I don't know what happened with my Apple Pencil back there, But that's how you make a brush. Hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a like. And this was all real time. And yeah, turn on the bell. Oh my god. And put it on all notifications. But other than that, hope you enjoyed today's video. And yeah.